Time score at Wembley is Everton 0, Liverpool 0. Comment right away from Derek Johnson. A blistering first half, I think one could say, Derek.
Oh, I thoroughly enjoyed it. Great cup tie. I think Rangers right away, obviously Big Jocks had another word in the rear before they went out, and the first 15-20 minutes played really well. May have had a couple of goals even.
And then Celtic came in.
And gradually Celtic have came back into the game, and the last 15 minutes they've taken over.
Right, let's go back to take a look at some of these first half incidents, Derek, because although there was a lull in the middle of the first half, as you said, there was plenty to see, plenty to talk about. Let's take a look at some of it. Great chance here early on.
Alan McCoist has actually fluffed his shot, and from 6 yards I think Sandy Clark should have scored. He should have made contact with the ball. He was actually caught flat-footed when the ball came over. It's hit the back of his foot, and young John McDonald, well, there's 3-4 players in front of him. He can only hit and hope. That was another good ball from David Cooper. Little John's first touch, I think he lost the ball there. It was going to his right foot.
That was a penalty claim to win. A great chance here for Celtic, 2 in a row in fact, because it was back out.
It was that. When you look when Roy Aitken shot there was about 9 players in front of him. It was a case of just hit and hope there. That was the penalty kick. I think when I saw it first I was a bit dubious, but when you see it again, he's actually clipped his back foot as he's put it through his legs. He comes forward and Murdo just dives in, and you see he just clips his back foot. I think it's fittingly that Ali McCoy should take the penalty, because I think he's had a good first half. He's marked Murdo McLeod really well. He makes no mistake with the penalty.
So a dramatic end to the first half. You made the point, or Billy McNeil made the point, that when Paul McStay began to play, as did Robert Russell, both teams moved smoothly. But in fact, when these two sort of fell out of the game, the danger element seemed to go with them.
Yeah, Robert Russell is that sort of player. He could never contain himself for 90 minutes. He plays well for 20 minutes, then has a rest, so to say, then he comes back into the game, which he has done. Paul McStay started very slowly. In saying that, David McPherson was marking him really well. But when he lost McPherson's clutches in, Paul McStay ran the show for about 15-20 minutes.
Right, I'll come back to you for a second half verdict in a moment, but let's meantime switch down to Wembley now, the Milk Cup final, the first ever all-Merseyside Cup final at Wembley. A marvellous, tense first half there. Everton against Liverpool. A look at some of the action with Brian Moore.
Sharp. It's 2 good balls, he's one in the air, but Heath and Grobbelaar's missed it! And was that a handball? The referee looked towards the lineman. Everton are claiming curiously that was a handball, and Heath came so close. Stevens moving again towards Heath, but there are taller men there, and a shot into the side netting again by Kevin Richardson that left very little room to spare. Rush being pursued out there by Mountfield. Reid is in there, did well to rush there. Dalglish turning it back, and Johnston just over the top. Heath waiting in the middle. Still with Sharp. And a shot that was curling awkwardly, and Heath almost got in. Reid. Then, Sheedy. Sheedy now, with a chance to make it, and fails. That was a golden opportunity for Everton.
So a chance is going a begging there at Wembley. Half-time score 0-0. We'll keep you posted on that match as it unfolds in the second half. Well, Derek, just before we take a break, before we go back to Hampden, how do you see the second half going in the Scottish League Cup final?
Well, I think Rangers still have to keep coming forward. Too often in the past they've sat back on the 1-goal lead, hoped that would be enough, but knowing Celtic, they'll be coming out the first 20 minutes, they'll be desperate for a goal. So I think Rangers have to keep playing.
Right, it promises to be a tingling 45 minutes. Right now, though, we're going to take a break, and you rejoin us. It'll be a nice time to go back to Hampden for the second half live of the League Cup final.
And welcome back to Hampden Park. The second half has just kicked off. Rather shorter than expected interval, and no changes in either line-up as the second half gets underway. Paddy Robin operating on the far left for Celtic, and the decision goes against him. He's clearly unhappy. But referee Bob Valentine again asserting his authority. Well, Billy McNeil beside me, if you'd been in that Celtic dressing room at half-time, what kind of line do you think they might have been taking?
Well, I think the thing that's shown right away, Jock, is that they look as though they've got an awful lot more appetite for the game. But what I would be looking for, I'd be looking for Davy Prom to start making some menacing runs on that right-hand side. And equally looking for Tommy Burns to push himself into wide left position so that they can start to stretch Rangers' defence. In the first half I felt they were very, very tight in the middle. The two strikers were easily picked up, and they didn't create an awful lot of wood for themselves and an awful lot of room corresponding.
So a reminder, Rangers holding the whip hand with that goal right on the half-time whistle from the penalty spot, scored by Ali McCoist. The only goal of the match so far. And a free kick coming against John McDonald. Goal's very important, of course, today with the sponsorship involved. Skoll, the sponsors, offering £20,000 to the winners today, £12,000 to the losers, and various goals bonuses also. And now it's Ali Dawson's turn to be spoken to by referee Valentine. How would you assess the referee's performance in the match so far, Billy?
Well, I think they're never easy games to handle, Jock, and the very fact that he's taken a lenient line in many ways. He's tried to reduce the stoppages to as few as possible, so he's done well.
Now can McGarvey turn. Challenged by Dawson, and the free kick given against McGarvey, doing a bit of holding to try to engineer a position for himself. So Rangers have the free kick. Interesting thing for Rangers too, Billy, is whether they should be pushing for more or whether they should be tying things up a bit more in midfield. How would you handle that?
Well, I really don't think you've got an awful lot of time in Old Firm games to think about that, Jock. The tempo of the game tends to run away from you, and you find that it's a Hart that's leading ahead in the multitude of cases. But what obviously is going to happen is Celtic are going to have a real go at the start here and see if they can pull one back.
Tom McAdam playing it wide to the left. Russell, another excellent touch back to Nicol. Russell again. McGrain's clearance coming off McStay, falling kindly for Rangers in the form of Dave McPherson. Now John McDonald running at McGrain, using McPherson as a decoy. Here's Dawson, great run from Dawson. Well, that was good play from Rangers. You must give a lot of credit though to big Dave McPherson, who took the Celtic defence away. And now McGarvey for Celtic. Here's Brian McClare. McClellan's tackle. Russell again. Always creative for Rangers. Bringing the ball out of that defensive position for John McDonald. Clark's challenge, winning possession. So McPherson with the throw for Rangers. Rangers, I'm sure, will be very keen to settle on the lead in the early stages of the second half. The goal, as it does so often, coming at a stage in the match when Celtic appear to have the upper hand. Frequently the case in finals, tense battles like this, that decide which appears to be on the rack gets the vital goal. Now Tommy Barnes. Reid on the touchline. The player's header intended for McGarvey. McDonald taken very late by McGrain. McDonald was always going to win the race for that ball. McGrain perhaps a shade fortunate that he's not being spoken to. You see that quite clearly from the replay. Getting late on McDonald. Certainly in trouble. The referee not yet allowing any treatment for the Rangers striker. Both the Celtic subs warming up, Melrose and Tinkler. And now the Rangers physio, Bob Finlay, has been allowed onto the field to attend to John McDonald. Would be very interesting to see what change Rangers would make if they lost McDonald. They've got Colin McAdam on the bench, and he of course can play either at centre half or centre forward. And there he is on the track. Beside him, the young teenager Hugh Burns, the second substitute for Rangers. But McDonald will continue, at least for the moment. Quite a lengthy stoppage. Dillon's free kick. Header away from McAdam under a lot of pressure from McPherson. Here's Paul McStay. McStay robbing Harry McCoist. Tackle on the back, giving Celtic the free kick. McGrain taking the short one to Aiken. Harvey's header. Here's Tommy Burns using McAdam at the back. Cooper to Russell. These two certainly the men on whom Rangers have been depending for creative play. They haven't been let down too much either. Here's Russell again, and the ball carried a bit too far ahead. Well, he almost won it back from Roy Aiken. But Russell undoubtedly the pick of the Rangers players in the match so far. Substitution will be made. Hugh Burns is going to come on. Now who's coming off? Is it to be John McDonald? Yes, I think so. Yes, McDonald deemed not to be fit enough to continue. Hugh Burns using the nationalist going on. He's had a couple of matches as substitute this season for Rangers only, but that's by far the biggest match in which he's played. And McCoist has been pushed forward into an attacking position. Burns taking up his position in central midfield. Here's Davy Provan. Stay inside. Burns intercepting. And McPherson caught late by McStay. That'll be a free kick.
An interesting substitution by Rangers, Jock, in actual fact, because they're bringing on a young lad, Hugh Burns. It's a big occasion for him, obviously. But they've had a fair bit of success with sitting Ali McCoist here in the anchor role in the midfield, and they're taking perhaps just a little bit of a chance of putting a youngster in there, because Murdo McLeod is capable of winning this game for Celtic. Tremendous scorer of goals, and outside that box he'll get a shot or two in.
There's Burns. McGrain in quickly on Cooper. McGrain again. A long run from McClair. Well policed by Craig Patterson. So the Rangers front three now has McCoist operating on the right, Clark through the middle, and Davy Cooper on the left. Although I've no doubt they'll interchange a bit. Ali McCoist certainly did do a splendid job in the middle of the field for Rangers. And of course he's the man who scored the only goal of the match so far to give Rangers their 1-goal lead. Provan trying to flick the ball into the path of Brian McClair, but McCloy has the chance to launch one of those enormous kicks downfields. Really is an attacking weapon all on its own, this kick out from Peter McCloy, but Clark couldn't control it. McClellan lost his bearings for a second. Adams' header. Patterson now looking for Clark. McCoist. Burns hustled out of it by Murdo McLeod, so is Dave McPherson. Free kick's already taken. Here's Burns. The body check from Russell. And the referee is going to have a word with Russell. In fact, I suspect he's going to book him, and that does appear to me to be rather harsh.
Well, I think that he's maybe decided now, John. There's been one or two niggly fouls since this second half started. He's possibly just said, well, let's have enough of it, we'll cut it out. But Bobby Russell has perhaps been the least defensive player on the field.
Well, there was a collision, but it did appear as though Russell was unable to do much apart from that as Burns turned into him. Certainly a free kick, and also a booking for Robert Russell. McPherson's header out. Celtic pushing everyone forward in search of the equaliser. McAdam. Russell collects it again. Nicol looking for Ali McCoist. McCoist lunging for that ball. He seemed to be out of range. Free kick quickly taken by Reid to Aiken. Interception by Nicol. McCoist holding off Aiken, supported by Nicol. And Aiken this time is the man penalised for obstruction on Nicol. And I fancy that Rangers will not be at all unhappy about the way they started the second half. They've tied things up. Celtic have a precious few chances around the box.
Celtic have been very disappointing indeed for me, Jock, that they started with a little bit more fire at the start of the second half, but they really haven't been a dominant force in the game at all, and we've not seen an awful lot of constructive play from them really, but more importantly we haven't seen any great player from anyone really.
This time Patterson is penalised for Rangers. The game being played now in rather staccato fashion as referee Bob Valentine is forced to blow his whistle for free kicks at regular intervals. Garvey getting away from Patterson. Dawson all the way across to intercept. That'll be a Celtic throw. Well, Jock Wallace clearly unhappy about some aspect of the Rangers play. Barnes. Handball by McGarvey. Ball arriving at him rather awkwardly. Jock Wallace still issuing instructions from the track.
I think the time now really, Jock, is for Celtic to be a bit more committed. They're losing a final, they've got to be reminded of that. I would really push Tommy Burns away into a wide role, try to stretch him, to have him running at Jimmy Nicol, see if he can create something there, see if he can discover.
The 15 minutes of the second half gone. Is this the second for Rangers? Yes! Ali McCoist has done it. Ali McCoist makes it 2-0 for Rangers. Jubilation on the Rangers dugout. And the debate goes on among the Celtic defenders. Well, Jock Wallace certainly a happy man in the Rangers dugout. And Celtic now have a mountain decline. Well, we'll see it again from the long ball from defence from McCoist through the middle. And Aiken underneath it. Sandy Clark was there too. Aiken's in trouble here. Clark got the header. There was Ali McCoist, and Bonner couldn't keep it out. So instructions now from the Rangers dugout. A 2-0 lead. One which they're clearly determined to retain, and Celtic will now have to, I think, adopt the adventurous approach advocated by Billy McNeil. Ali McCoist has got 2 goals now. One more goal for McCoist would earn £10,000 from the sponsors, Skoll, who are putting that sum up for a hat trick scored by any one player. Ali McCoist no doubt will not realise that at the moment. Too pleased to have given Rangers that lead, but Rangers supporters now celebrating behind the goal to the left. Well, Celtic won the equivalent match last season to take the League Cup with 2-1. Pretty well the same Celtic team again. Charlie Nicholas isn't playing, but Brian McClare's in his place. Rangers a much changed lineup, now leading by 2-0, and Bob Valentine is now going to have a word with Craig Patterson. There was Patterson making the challenge on McGarvey. So Patterson appeared to win the ball, but expense of this free kick, and his squad of descent for the warning. McCloy got a touch. Here's Paul McStay. Everyone back for Rangers. Hugh Burns showing a lot of pace, but Reid also has enough. Has in fact paid off for Rangers. McCoist popping up in the vital position.
It's an interesting one, John. Obviously moving Alan McCoist forward, and he's been known to snatch a goal or two in the past, and he's done that quite convincingly. Roy Aitken, I noticed, having a little bit of a barney with Pat Bonner, but I would have thought that Roy could have come and committed himself to the ball and cleared it before it reached that line.
Cooper now to Russell. Couldn't be reached by McPherson the first time, and the overhead kick goes wrong. And thumped away by McAdam, but clearly Rangers with their tails up. The Celtic defence looking very uncertain. McMillan thumping it into the heart of the Celtic defence again. This time Aitken is there. McStay trying to get away from McPherson. And that'll be a Rangers free kick.
It's amazing when you make forecasts in Old Firm games, John, that invariably the favourites don't do anything at all. And really Celtic they have failed to live up to their potential at all. They really don't have an outstanding player. And you look at Rangers, perhaps had to make a whole lot of necessary changes because of injury, because of suspension. The players that have come in have really done their job for them.
The Rangers coming forward again. Breaking off Davy Provin's knee for another Rangers throw. Melrose and Sinclair warming up, and I think before long we're liable to see Jim Melrose. McAdam winning it from Clark. Stanley Clark certainly battled hard up front and had a vital part to play in that second goal for Rangers. Celtic continuing to find it extremely difficult to get going. Had a golden spell in the first half for about 15 minutes, but apart from that, the others have all gone Rangers' way. Dawson stopping Provan. Good pass from Provan. Here's Tommy Burns, McClair and McGarvey making runs up front. McClair has gone to the left. Burns committing the Rangers defence. Still Burns going all the way, and that'll be a free kick right on the edge of the box. Well, Frank Connor, the Celtic assistant manager, out of his dugout, clearly very angry with the tackle which brought down Tommy Burns. And we'll now see why. Here's Burns. It was a tremendous run from a deep position. McClellan came across, he was well beaten, and that is what we might call a professional foul. Certainly was outside the box. Results in a booking for the Rangers captain. And now a chance for Celtic right at the edge of the box. Certainly wasn't a penalty kick as Tommy Burns thought.
No, it wasn't. It was just caught him just outside the area. But this is an interesting position because Murdo McCloy can really hit them. We've seen him in the past scoring from here, and it's just his speciality and just his distance.
So Burns over the ball. McLeod is waiting. Brian McClair, the set piece brings Celtic back into the game. 22 minutes into the second half, and a goal right from the training ground from Brian McClair gives new life to Celtic. Well, this was a goal which will undoubtedly make a tremendous impact on the Celtic performance. Tommy Burns standing in the ball, lifting it over the Rangers wall. There was McClair with the instant volley, and McCloy was helpless.
That was a tremendous goal, Joe, because we've been looking, the game needs a bit of flair, it needs a bit of personality. We got it there in abundance. Great composure from Tommy Burns and terrific goal scoring from Brian McClair. Great goal, well worked, and makes the game for Celtic a whole lot more interesting now.
Brian McClair, his 23rd goal of the season for Celtic. And for the first time in quite some time this afternoon, the Celtic end coming to life. Tommy Burns was a key man in that move, and I think we could even suggest that it was to some extent justice that the goal came to the free kick after McClellan's foul just outside the box. Here's Paul McStay, and this really is a crucial time for Rangers. If Celtic got another goal quickly now, it would certainly give them the whip hand, I think. Scott Wallace realises that. issuing the instructions to consolidate in midfield. Aiken playing it back. Dawson's header. Here's Davy Cooper. Barnes playing it wide to McPherson. Now Cooper. Barnes again. Next day. Tackled instantly by Dawson. Clumsy clearance, but an effective one from Patterson. Play goes on, although McCoist was sent spinning. Reed playing it wide to McGrain. Mugabe trying to hold McClelland off, but he's been penalised. A free kick to Rangers. So the score here at Hampden, Rangers 2, Celtic 1, and at Wembley it's still 0-0 between Liverpool and Everton. Gary McCoist, back to Nicol. McCallum coming to meet the ball and having to go in for that desperate tackle on Russell. Here's Burns. Now Tommy Burns for Celtic. Reed. Colwyn got to it, and it was played back by McClelland as McClure tried to close in. But Reed taking no chances, playing it back. McCoist looking for Sandy Clark to the middle in the air, and McAdam is penalised for bumping Clark as he came in from the back. The Rangers with a free kick. Davy Cooper will take it. Craig Patterson has gone forward. Played out for Jimmy Nicol. He's taken up good position wide on the right. The clearance was from McGrain. Well, there are 20 minutes of the match left for play. Rangers leading by 2-1. And a tremendous climax this match in prospect. Celtic clearly can be depended upon to throw everything forward to try to save the match. And the commitment on the part of the Rangers players certainly unquestioned this afternoon. Dawson's pass back. Tom McAdam. Looking for Burns. Patterson now wide for McCoist to chase. Aiken carrying the ball across to Danny McGrain. Rather hopeful ball through the middle against tall defenders like McClelland and Patterson. So this match following the pattern of last year's League Cup final, except that instead of Celtic getting a 2-goal lead, which Rangers pulled back to 2-1, it's Rangers in front. 2 in front, pulled back to 2-1. And less than 20 minutes left. Header helped on its way by Cooper. Ball very ragged for the moment. No one able to settle on the ball unless Tommy Burns can now. There hadn't been a great deal of evidence in the match until that Celtic goal was set up by his run and then by his free kick. Now Davy Cooper. Russell back to Cooper again. Russell holding off the challenge from Aiken. Nicol playing it forward for McCoist. Good possession play by Rangers. They've retained the ball very coolly indeed. And this is obviously frustrating for Celtic. McPherson. They're making for the dead ball line. Aiken with him. The goal kick's been given. Dave McPherson has done well for Rangers. Just 20 years old. Alec Totten, the Rangers assistant manager, out of his dugout. Still the instructions come from the Rangers dugout. Andy Clark, wide for Russell. McCoist and Clark through the middle. Too high for Clark. Ryan McGrain is scoring it behind for the goal kick. Well, Rangers have been very cool on the ball in the last few minutes, Billy, in the circumstances.
Well, they've kept their composure very well indeed, Joe. And really, the players at the back, Big John McClelland and Big Laddie Patterson, have played very, very well, and really given scant chances to the Celtic front two, who've got a tremendous goal-scoring record this season. It's really indicative that was Brian McClare's really first chance at goals, and he knocks with it.
Here he goes again. McClare cutting in from the left. The ball is beyond McGarvey, and McGarvey is about to be replaced, and you saw a moment ago. Jim Melrose is ready to come on, and I think he will be a direct replacement for McGarvey, who hasn't found it easy this afternoon against John McClellan particularly. So half an hour of the second half gone. There's 15 minutes left for Celtic to try to save the League Cup. And now the change will be made by Celtic. Melrose replacing Frank McGarvey. And I think it won't be long before we see the second Rangers substitute. Yes, here's Colin McAdam. Free kick will have to be retaken, and Sandy Clark coming off. And Clark going off to some warm applause for the Rangers supporters. Hasn't always been this way for Sandy Clark this season. You see the damage of the cut mouth. And Colin McAdam gets a big welcome too from the Rangers supporters. Melrose involved straight away. There's Provan. Patterson's clearance. Reid. Russell towards Nicol. Roy Aiken playing it forward. Here's Barnes. Going away from Dawson. Will the ball come off the corner flag? That's what Melrose is looking for, I think. There's a throw in to Rangers, right corner flag. Rangers clearly taking the sting out of things as much as they can, slowing the play down. McCallum turning it out. Here's Davy Provan. Hasn't been a vintage performance from Provan this afternoon. Perhaps not quite recaptured full fitness after his long layoff. Here's Roy Aiken. One for Provan to chase. McGrain's header going wide. They didn't quite make it. He showed great control, but the ball was out. Well, that's what it's like to be sitting in a dugout when the cup final is on. Jock Wallace clearly not entirely happy with what's happening out there. Still, the instructions are offered. McAdam, Tom McAdam climbing all over the back of his brother Colin. So it's the Rangers free kick. third goal for Rangers now would surely clinch the League Cup. Dawson looking for Dave McPherson. Tom McAdam wins it. Cooper called for that from McStay. That's why the free kick's been given. Bob Valentine making it clear that Cooper called for it, and an indirect free kick. Here's Colin McAdam with a chance for Rangers. Back it goes to Burns, but the whistle is gone. It wouldn't have counted in any event, and it's a foul against McAdam, I think, for using an arm unfairly to climb for the ball. But again, the Celtic defence looking exposed, and McAdam penalised, taking the strain off Celtic. McCoist inside to Russell. There's McCoist again. That's for Russell, taking up good position again in the box. McLeod fighting for it with Davy Cooper. Breaks for Pat Bonner. Tommy Burns with a foul on Hugh Burns, giving Rangers a free kick. Full-time fast running out for Celtic. Colin McAdam signalling for the free kick from Ali Dawson. McAdam going for it with Aiken. Burns with a foot up, will be penalised, I think, yes. Showing his studs, an indirect free kick for dangerous play. Here's Aiken for Celtic. Mark Reid. Now Burns. Aiken has stayed up in midfield. Coven hanging wide on the right. McLeod going in with Craig Patterson for the cross, but Coven's confidence perhaps not as high as it might be. I wonder if he might have taken on Ali Dawson, headed to the red ball line, if he'd been feeling completely happy with his form.
Interesting substitution by Celtic. Obviously they've brought Jim Melrose on. He's an enthusiastic, bubbling little character, and perhaps they're hoping that will change things for them. I wonder, I would maybe myself be tempted to try with the idea of pushing Roy Aitken forward from the back and see if he can stimulate a bit of activity in that midfield, because I think that's where they're losing out at the moment.
Hugh Burns touching it to Russell. 10 minutes left. 2-1 to Rangers. Too much power in that pass from Russell. Yes, Rangers still dominant in the midfield area. Young Hugh Burns has done splendidly in the anchor role, which Harry McCoist played for the first hour. Yes, Hugh Burns holding off Murdo McLeod. McStay wins it from Russell. Here's McClare. Tommy Burns on the left. Melrose waiting through the middle. That's for Melrose. Hooking the ball across. Davy Provan get a touch. Thumped away by McPherson. Davy Cooper doing well. He's caught late by McLeod. Referee an eye on that, a lingering eye on the situation, allowed the advantage rule, and this time the decision goes to Celtic, and Dave McPherson will be booked. A rueful smile from McPherson. So Dave McPherson being booked. Now here's the chance which Celtic created a moment ago. The turn from Melrose, hooking the ball across. There seemed to be a misunderstanding after the Provan header between McClare and McStay, and that allowed McPherson to clear.
A little bit of indecision there prevented them from taking a good opportunity there, Jock, because it was a very, very good chance of scoring, and obviously they need an equaliser very, very dearly.
Grain's free kick, headed on by Patterson, and once again a good shooting chance falling to the left foot of Roy Aitken and being wasted. McGrain with a free kick. It came off the head of Craig Patterson, you'll see here, he got a touch, falling on the volley to Roy Aitken, and his left foot letting him down once again.
Yeah, I think Roy will be the first to confess that his left foot is not his best shot, but nevertheless he was in there looking for the chance, and he had a go. And when you hit a volley like that, sometimes they come off, and when they do, they invariably make spectacular goals.
Russell playing it wide. There's Danny McGrain, now Provan. Referee waving play on as McAdam releases Melrose on the Celtic right. Patterson's with him. Jake Patterson's had a good match at centre half for Rangers, coming into the side. There's McClair. Still Brian McClair. Looking for a corner kick, I think, off John McClellan, but didn't make it. The two McAdams together. It falls for Aiken. The Rangers throw, and Celtic for the moment showing very few signs that they know how to break down this Rangers defence and find the equaliser. But Jock Wallace still concerned about something out on the field. Stan Anderson, the reserve coach, also having a few words to say. This time it's a Rangers free kick. So Ali Dawson with this free kick for Rangers. Referee Bob Valentine's already warned them about time wasting. Colin McAdam wanted a free kick for a push by his brother Tom, but referee Valentine not interested. So there's Bonner's kick out. Well, Rangers do appear now to have the game well in hand. They've tied things up after the Celtic goal. They settled very quickly, and marking Celtic midfield players very closely indeed. So that tells the story. 5 minutes left. Rangers 5 minutes away from the Scottish League Cup, which they've won 11 times in the past. So here's Roy Aiken coming forward. Some news from Wembley with 10 minutes left. There's still no scoring. Tommy Barnes has McGrain wide on the right. Barnes continued the forward run. Playing it across. Good play from Barnes. McClellan's clearance. Well, when Tommy Barnes asserts himself in midfield, Celtic look an infinitely better side, and he'll take the corner kick. Header out from McPherson, driven in by Reid, and wide for a Rangers goal kick. Well, Mark Reid's had some scoring luck recently, but not on that occasion.
Really, Jock, at the end of the day, I think that obviously Rangers will be delighted with the performance because they came here under strength. They've all worked hard at the game. They've tried to prevent Celtic chances, and they've done that fairly successfully. From Celtic's point of view, it's been a really uninspired performance in many, many ways. I looked to their midfield before the match to be creative and to dominate the game, as it were, but they haven't ever quite achieved that.
Russell playing it through the middle for McCoist. There's Roy Aiken. The Rangers supporters now whistling for time up, but there's still a bit to go yet. About 4 minutes plus any stoppage time. So Dave McPherson in no particular hurry to take this throw. Referee Valentine has warned the Rangers players several times though about time wasting, and that's a goal kick to Celtic. Now, what can Celtic produce in these closing moments to save the League Cup which they currently hold? There's header, here's Tommy Barnes. Reid off on the run on the left. Russell getting back. He certainly had a fine match for Rangers. Free kick, I think, for the challenge by Patterson into the back of Davy Provan. So now Celtic pushing everyone into the box. Rangers correspondingly bringing everyone back to defend, including Colin McAdam, who's marking his brother in the box. Played in by Tommy Barnes. The header was from Jim Melrose. He got up well, but he couldn't direct the header downwards. It's a good leap this from Jim Melrose in a packed box. Not the tallest player in the world, and he got up well, but couldn't get the header on target.
Celtic are really hoping, rather than thinking that they can get a goal at this stage, Joe, they don't seem to have a real desire at this particular stage, and really they're looking for someone to give them a lead, and they haven't quite had anyone to supply that for them today.
Aiken with his free kick, showing lots of urgency. And Dawson taking a very late challenge from Jim Melrose, bundling into him. John McClellan sorting things out, calming down Ali Dawson. Good piece of captaincy by McClellan. And Melrose will be booked. Undoubtedly a reckless challenge this. The elbow up, Dawson winning the ball comfortably, and Melrose bundling through the Rangers fullback. An angry reaction from Ali Dawson. John McClellan sorted out. Well, booking for Melrose. And a further stoppage in the play, which will add to the time still to go. Dawson asking for Provan to go back 10 yards before he takes this free kick. A long ball from McCloy, chased by Colin McAdam, and now returned by Bonner. McClellan winning it. So inside the final minute of the allotted 90. There will be some time added on for stoppages. Celtic pressing forward again. Can they finish the first half in the same fashion as Rangers finished the second half, rather the same way? And the challenge coming into the back. The penalty kick has been given. And yes, drama again at the end of the second half. McCoist has been penalised. The penalty kick has been given, and Celtic now have the perfect opportunity to put this match into extra time. Let's look at this again. McGrain playing the ball across, head flick on, McLeod coming in, bundled by Ali McCoist, and that looked to be a penalty kick, just the same as the Rangers won at the end of the first half. So the referee Bob Valentine sorting things out. Mark Reid will take the kick. He scored 4 out of 4 this season so far. That makes it 5. And Celtic have tied it up at 2 apiece. And the Celtic bench coming to life. Well, the Celtic supporters undoubtedly would have been excused for thinking they'd lost the League Cup. Mark Reid with joy written all over his face. Here's the reason why. Thundering the penalty kick past Peter McCloy. And it's now 2 apiece with extra time surely now inevitable. And just to reassure you, we will stay here at Hampden for the entire period of extra time. You won't miss any of the action. So we're now a minute into injury time, and there'll be no more of that. Referee Bob Valentine blows a whistle for the end of the 90 minutes. So extra time to come.